Good afternoon, my people, and thank you for coming back to another Tony Montana video. Thank you, and please say hello to my little friend Ramsey. Every time I call his name, he comes in. So that's just showing you now. I got the size. So anyway, I want to thank you for coming back to another video. I want to tell you I'm appreciative of you taking the time to listen to my rant, my thoughts, my everything to do with this breed. Again, this dog is a young dog. He's about if he was in terms of development, he's about 17 years old. If he was a person, 16, 17, so his body is still, he's growing into his body. So I can't wait until he's 2 years old and I can, show him all like with the nice defined functional muscles. Anyway, there was a little person in one of the groups. I guess he's a little bit of a troll, and I guess he didn't understand what I'm telling him, that the pedigree is essential. I repeat, it's essential for the long-lasting of your breed, for your program, for your family. It is essential. Obviously, there was a quote or someone. This is from Titan Kennels that mentioned Carver and him saying, "Hey, grab whatever pedigree you want from that table." And they like, "No, the paperwork don't make the dog." Someone said, or the poster said, and I'm like, it's two different things. When people went to Carver, a lot of the people that went to Carver, they went and as I guess the gamblers, or the people that were intending to work those dogs and make money out of that. Obviously, we're talking about Carver that lived a very long time. I'm saying that just in case there's people here that don't know the breed and think that I'm talking about something current. No, I'm talking about a person that died in the 1900s, okay? 1900s, he died. So we're not talking about anything recent. And obviously, he produced a lot of great dogs, and a lot of people did breed those dogs. Obviously, grabbing, but the majority of these individuals were players, if you want to use that word, that term. They went there to grab dogs, to work them, to gamble on. So that was their main priority. It wasn't like all the breeders coming here and deciding, okay, I'm going to breed these dogs. No, a lot of them were thinking, I'm going to campaign these dogs. I'm going to fight them. And then I guess a lot of them, because they were doing best to best, they bred them. They bred Carver dogs together. Obviously, Carver would be making good breedings, and perhaps directly or indirectly would tell you, no, but get this dog or get that dog. They will work better for it will click better with your dog, with the other dog that you bought from me. So again, does the pedigree make the dog? Not necessarily, but it is essential. Come here. It is essential. If you're doing the lifestyle of these dogs and you're going to want to create or develop a family of dogs, you need underlying necessity of the pedigree. Best to best works to some extent, but a lot of times best to best it only lasts you up to 2, maybe 3 generations. And then it becomes the percentages likely will come down. Percentages of working dogs, I mean. But I mean, again, it all really matters on what you think is working. Because the best to best for one person could be junk for another person. So again, that also comes into play. So hey, leave it. So best to best it's good, but why not do best to best from pedigrees? You can still do best to best, and then looking at the pedigrees, looking at the breeders all of those dogs in the 4 generations can give you a better understanding, because obviously we're assuming that if we're talking about pedigrees, the dogs in the 4 generations are functional dogs approved by reputable high-level dogmen. So that is a combination. You need that if you want to last long and further your the family of dogs. If you're just looking to gamble, you don't need a pedigree. You just need to make sure that the two dogs from the parents were functional, great, and perhaps you saw them and you like their function, great. But again, for long lasting, the pedigree is the beginning and the end. If it wasn't like that, like Champion 35 for those individuals, move, hey, move. For Champion 35, it would have been in everybody's pedigree. He was supposedly a great match dog, and come here. He was a great match dog, but he didn't produce anything, and that's great. That's great that he didn't produce anything, because if he would have produced something, then he would have been bred a lot more and produced a lot of undesirables. Let me put that closer to him. Undesirables, okay? But if you're looking to breed a family, you need to obviously have the pedigree and then go through the process. You need a process of elimination. Not all of those from the same litter will function the right way, function the same way, function at a level you want. And if they function, not all of them will produce, okay? Maybe the dog that functions less will produce better than the one that a better functional dog. So it all comes back and ends with the pedigree. The pedigree at the beginning, when you're choosing dogs, you're buying with the intention of breeding, with the intention of developing, furthering your breeding program. You need it. You need a pedigree. You need pedigrees. And you need to breed consciously looking at the pedigrees. Not too many folk are successful in the long run without looking at pedigrees. Obviously, if you have a great connection of people and you're just buying dogs because you have the money, and buying dogs that were already went through the gauntlet of being checked, of being confirmed, obviously you do less. But if you're beginning from scratch, pedigree is essential when you're shaping or giving the blueprint of the beginning of your family of dogs, and it is essential again when and after they have gone through the process, they have been culled, and only what you feel is the best out of your dogs is chosen as the one to, or those to further the breed, further rather the strain of dogs that you're producing. Okay, but you need the pedigree. The pedigree isn't there just for the heck of it. It is part of the kind of saying, this is what I have inside my dog in a certain way. Let me see what other dogs I can bring into it that have similar genetic traits or similar functional traits and they both, and the male and the female. Imagine you bought one. That female, let's say you had the male and you bought after the fact, you bought a female for breeding purposes. You buy it for that purpose as an adult. Obviously, you might have some criteria after that, but then after that, you still need to look at the pedigree to see how it will click with your dog, with your male, as an example, buying the female. And you will have to also hopefully know the dogs in the pedigree and the 4 generations, at least the more the merrier, and not just in pedigree, not just in pictures, but it also in functionality, also knowing their styles, their pluses, their minuses. So that way you can find a female, if you want to buy the female for breeding, that will fill in the negatives of your dog and vice versa, meaning the female will bring a plus of a trait that your male has a negative, in the hopes that that the pups will have more pluses from both sides than negatives. All right, so it always comes back at the pedigree. Does the pedigree make the dog? If you talk about the dog as in make it for the next generation, big time, you need the pedigree. If you're talking about just that dog could be a random pedigree people that can function, that also could work. You know, there are pit bulls that are scatterbred, completely scatterbred, and they function well. But if you want more than that, the pedigree is it's necessary. Anyway, if you like this, put in the thumbs up, make your comments. Everything's appreciated. This is Tony Montana signing off.